Okay, class. Good afternoon. It's almost time.
Good afternoon po, ma'am.
Okay. So, hello. Good afternoon to all of you. Okay. Again, this is Teacher Mary Ann, and welcome to our EAPP class. Okay. So, how are you? How are you, class?
We're fine po.
How was your weekend?
Hellish po. Charot.
Okay. So, yeah, I hope you are all good and healthy. Okay. So, before we start, um, I want you to uh, read this sentence first, okay? Can anyone read this sentence? Anyone?
Summer Villame po, I'll read na lang.
Yes. Yes, William, go.
On her way home, Jane found a gold man's watch.
Okay, so what do you think? What's wrong with this sentence? Who is gold here? Is it the man or the watch? What do you think? Anyone? Is there something wrong in this sentence? What can you say? An idea? Who is gold here?
Santiago po.
Yes, Santiago, go.
I think, ma'am, the gold should be the watch, not the man. So the word man and gold should be switched. The man should go first, then the gold. So a man's gold watch po.
Okay, very good. Santiago, okay. So here, the one that is gold here, according to the sentence, is the man. So we know that it is incorrect, okay? So the watch should be the one that is gold, okay? So all we need to do is to fix it is to switch the position. Okay, on her way home, Jane found a man's gold watch. Okay, then it is correct. Okay. So this is the underlined word is the modifier here. Okay. So later I will discuss it. Okay. So before that, let us review first what we had last time. Okay. Can anyone of you remember what we had last time or what is our topic last time?
De la Peña po.
Opinion, go.
We had 5 topics that we did discuss last meeting. The first one is sentence fragments, which means that um it is a sentence that is missing either its subject or its main verb.
Yes. And more?
Summer Villame po.
Yes, Rebellion me.
Ma'am, the second topic po is all about run-on sentences, which typically two compound sentences without proper connections.
Very good. Any more?
Morales po.
Yes, Morales, go.
The third is Misplaced, which is two compound sentences joined together which only a comma.
Okay. Any more? Okay. Correct. Yes. Very good. Next. Any more? The last one. Any more? How about the longest one? Okay. No idea. We have the subject verb agreement. Okay. This is the longest one. But okay. So what we are thankful that we covered all of this topics, okay? Because those topics are very important in your writing, okay? So thank you so much. So in today's lesson, we will be focusing on modifier errors. We have misplaced modifiers, limited modifiers, squinting modifiers, and dangling modifiers. Okay. So don't worry about these technical terms or these kinds or types of modifier errors. Okay, it's not that important. What important is we know how to place the modifier in a sentence properly. So that is the main point of our lesson. Okay, so let's start it. Okay, before we proceed to that kinds of modifier, let us first define what is a modifier is. Okay, so can anyone read these sentences? Anyone?
Ako na lang po.
Yes, who's that? Marine, go.
A modifier is a word, phrase, or clause that describes, defines, or qualifies something else in a sentence. Modifiers include descriptive words such as adjectives and adverbs.
Thank you, Marine. Okay. So it says here that a modifier can be a word, a phrase, or a clause. It can be an adjective or adverbs. Okay. Next, let's have an example. Okay. We have here the pretty girl walked over to the counter. So what do you think? What is the modifier here? Okay, it says there that it can be a word, phrase, clause. It can be an adjective or adverb. So here in this sentence, what is the modifier here? What do you think? Any idea?
Alonte po, ma'am.
Yes, along there. Go.
Pretty po.
Yes. Okay, good. This is pretty, okay? Our modifier is pretty. It modifies the word or the noun girl. Okay? Next, the very pretty girl walked over to the counter. Okay, we have pretty. Is there any more? Is there any more modifier here in this sentence? Okay. Anyone? We have the very pretty girl walk over to the counter. Is there any more modifier here? Okay, an idea?
Ma'am Alonte po ulit.
Yes, Alonte, go.
Yung very po is it acts as an adverb that supports the pretty girl.
Yes, very good. We have here the word pretty. It is an adverb. It modifies the word pretty, which is an adjective. Okay? Next, we have the very pretty girl walked quickly over to the counter. Any more modifier here in this sentence? The third sentence. The very pretty girl walked quickly over to the counter. So we have pretty and very. Any more? Any more modifier? What do you think? Any idea? No idea?
Santiago po.
Yes, Santiago. Go.
I think po yung two words na walk quickly or quickly lang.
Okay, good. It's quickly. We have the adverb quickly. It modifies the word walk, which is verb. Okay? Thank you. So we know what this modifier is. Okay? Let's now proceed to, okay. So the underlined word is the modifier and the arrow is the thing it modifies. Okay? Next. Let's now proceed to the first modifier. Okay. I want to read this. Anyway. Just read it. Anyone?
Magna po.
Yes, Magno.
A misplaced modifier is a modifier that is positioned too far away from the word, phrase, or clause it is intended to modify and as a result appears to be modifying something else. A misplaced modifier can be fixed by moving it so that it is connected to the right subject.
Thank you, Mano. Let's have an example. Okay? The doctor had to cancel the appointment, but the patient came anyway because he was sick. Okay? So according to this sentence, who is sick? Is it the doctor or the patient? What do you think? What can you say about the sentence? Although it is, yes, it is grammatically correct, but how about the context of this sentence? Okay. What do you think? Who is sick? Is it the doctor or the patient? Any comment? Any comment here?
Mom, the
Yes.
patient, the
Thank you,
patient was
Alcantara. Okay, thank you. Yes, according to the sentence, the patient is sick. Okay, because we have here the modifier because he was sick. And this is close to the thing it modifies. It is next. Okay, remember that modifier is placed next to the things it modifies. Okay, this one. This one is the patient is the one we modify here. Okay, because he was sick. Okay, but in terms of context, okay, we also want to know why the doctor had to cancel the appointment, where in fact there is a patient coming. Okay, and also if the doctor already canceled the appointment, then why the patient still came? Okay, so let us assume the other way. Okay, let's just assume that the doctor is sick. Okay, the doctor had to cancel the appointment because he was sick, but the patient came anyway. Okay, does it make sense? This one?
yes, mom.
Yes. Okay, it already makes sense because we have a valid um, we have a valid reason here. The doctor had to cancel because he was sick. Okay, but the patient came anyway. So look at the placement of the modifier here. We have here because he was sick. That is our modifier. And the modifier is now close to the doctor, to the thing it modifies. Okay? So always remember that, again, modifier is placed next to the thing it modifies. Okay? So here, this one is close to patient, but here, the modifier is now already close to the doctor. Okay? Did you get it? Is it clear?
Yes
Yes.
po.
Thank you. So let's now move on to limiting modifier. So what is that? Okay, limiting modifiers impose restrictions on the words they modify. Okay, from the word limit. Okay, okay. Let us read this first. Who can read this? Anyone? Okay.
Ako, mom.
Yes,
Alcantara.
Alcantara, go.
Limiting modifiers include only, almost, even, exactly, hardly, just, merely, nearly, and simply. They should fall immediately before the word or word group they modify, according to meaning. They should appear in front of a verb if only they modify the verb, e.g., I could hardly move.
Thank you. Thank you, Alcantara. Okay, let's have an example. Okay, we have two sentences here. I call my mother when I'm sick. I only call my mother when I'm sick. Okay. Is there any difference with these two sentences, or are they the same? What do you think? Are these uh, the same or different?
Different po, ma'am.
Yes. What do you think? Why? Why do you think? Yes, correct. What's that? Lalaki. Okay, it's correct. Yeah, it has different meaning. Okay. Any more idea before I discuss it?
Kasi po ma'am, una pong, yung una pong sentence, i-call niya lang po ma'am, ay yung pangalawa po ma'am, i-call niya lang kapag may sakit na siya. Ay kapag may sakit siya. Tas pag yung ano po ma'am, yung panguna,
Ma'am Scotty po.
Yes, Scotty. Thank you, Kerubin. Thank you. Yes, it's correct. Yes, Scotty. Go.
Ma'am, the first sentence po, ma'am, na I call only my mother when I'm sick. It's awkward po, ma'am. Unlike the second sentence po, I only call my mother when I'm sick. It is clear na po, ma'am. Yung sentence niya po.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Thank you for your idea, Scotty. Thank you. So let us discuss it. No more? No more idea? Okay. So let us discuss the first one. Okay. I call only my mother when I'm sick. Okay. That means I don't call my brother. I don't call my sister. I don't call my aunt. I don't call my uncle. I only call my mother when I'm sick. Okay. That's it. The next one, the second sentence. I only call my mother when I'm sick. So it means that when I'm healthy, I don't call my mother. Just when I'm sick, I remember to call her. Okay? But when I'm healthy, I ignore her. That is the meaning of the second sentence. Okay? Both of them are correct, but the context. Okay? So we know that the correct context is the first one. Okay? So we need to be very careful with this. Only. This is what we call limiting modifier. Here, we are modifying not a subject, but a verb. Okay, we modify the verb call. Okay, look at the placement of the modifier here. It is placed, okay, this one, next to the things it modified. How about this one? Okay, the modifier here is already after, is already after the modifier. So that's make the sentence incorrect in terms of context. Okay, so we need to be very careful in placing limiting modifier because it can totally change the entire meaning of our sentence. Okay, so yeah, this is what we call limiting modifier. It modifies a verb. Okay, is it clear?
Yes po.
Okay, thank you for your answers. Okay, next. Let's now move on to squinting modifier. Okay, who want to read this? Anyone? Anyone? Just read it.
Alonte
Yes?
po, ma'am.
Yes, Alonte, go.
A squinting modifier is an ambiguous modifier, commonly an adverb such as only, that appears to qualify the words both before and after it. Also called a two-way modifier or squinting construction. A squinting modifier can usually be corrected by changing its position in the sentence.
Okay, thank you. So we have here the word only again. Okay, we can also use that in squinting modifier, but I didn't use it as an example for this. Okay, I use another adverb which is quickly. Okay, So people who whistle quickly become annoying. So this is the squinting modifier. So what does it mean? Okay. So squinting modifier is quickly. So it is where this modifier don't know where to modify, don't know what to modify. Is it the word from the left or the word from the right? So that is what we call squinting modifier. Okay, you're not sure whether to modify this or this one. Okay, so which do you mean? Is it people who whistle quickly become annoying, or just the people who whistle quickly become annoying? Okay, so it creates an ambiguous meaning, ambiguity. Okay, so how how can we fix it? Okay, it says here that we usually change the position of squinting modifier, but here in this case we modify it. We add subject. Okay, here we add subject here I. Okay, so fixing a sentence can just repositioning. You can just reposition the modifier, or you can add some words. You can add subject. It is based on what the meaning you want to convey to your sentence or to your reader. So it's up to you on how you will fix it. Okay? Okay. Is it clear? Did you understand it?
Yes po.
Okay, so let's now proceed to dangling modifier. Okay, who want to read this? Okay, anyone? Can you read this?
Magna po.
Yes, Magnum. Go.
A dangling modifier is a word or phrase that modifies a word not clearly stated in the sentence. It is a type of ambiguous grammatical construct whereby a grammatical modifier could be misinterpreted as being associated with a word other than the one intended. A dangling modifier has no subject and is usually a participle.
Okay, thank you, Magnum. It says here a dangling modifier usually has no subject and is usually a participle. So what is participle? Okay, this is participle phrase or participial phrase. Okay, covered with dirt. Okay, so always remember that if you begin a sentence with a participial phrase, okay, the subject of this is seen with the next clause, which is I didn't want to eat the apple. Okay, so that means that the subject here is I. Okay, so it's just like this. Okay, I covered with dirt. I don't want to eat the apple. So that's the meaning. See, okay, so you're the one who is covered with the dirt, not the apple here. Okay, so does it make sense? Of course, it's not. Okay, in terms of context, it's incorrect. Okay, so how can we fix this? Okay, so there are two ways. Okay, so it can either revise this participial phrase or revise the main clause. It's up to you on uh, how you fix it. Okay, you can add some words or you can add subject. It depends on how you fix it. Okay, here we have I didn't want to eat the apple, which was dirty. So this is the main clause. I didn't want to eat the apple. So we revise the main clause. Okay, and then we add some words. Here, revise the participial phrase, which is covered in dirt. Okay, this one is the participial phrase. And then we add some words. Covered in dirt, the apple didn't seem so appetizing anymore. Okay, did you get it?
Yes po.
Okay, so let's now proceed to another example. Okay, I went to see a movie last night with my friend, which was really boring. Okay? Who is boring here? Is it the movie or the going out with friend? The night with friend? Any idea? Look at the placement of the modifier here. The underlined word is the modifier. Okay? Which is being modified here. Which is boring. Is it the movie or the night with a friend? The going out with a friend? An idea?
The movie po.
Yes, Barbie. Scott. Ah, the movie. Okay. 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 So, yeah, that's correct. So, in terms of context, we know that the movie is boring and not the going out with friend. Okay, but here, as we can see here, look at the modifier here. The modifier is close to this, the night with my friend. So we know that um, modifiers modifier is placed next to the thing it modifies. Okay, so here the the boring here is the going out with friend. Okay, so how we can fix it? Okay, this one. I went to see a movie which was really boring last night with my friend. So now it is clear that the movie is boring and not the going out with friend. Okay? We have here which was really boring. That is our modifier. It is now close or next to the word it modifies, which is the movie. Okay? Did you get it?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Okay. So next. Okay. How about this one? She saw dark rain clouds on the way to the park. Okay? What's wrong with this? Who is going to the park? Is it she or the clouds? What do you think? According to this sentence, look at the placement of the modifier and the things it modifies. Can you guess? Who is going to the park? An idea? Okay. Yes, Barbie?
I think po ma'am yung she po. She was on the way to the park po. Not the rain cloud po.
Okay. Yes. Yes. It's correct. In terms of context, that should be the answer. Okay. But here, we can see here that this is the modifier. The problem here is she's not going to the park here, but the clouds are going to the park. Clouds on the way to the park. Okay, so we know that it is incorrect because we can see here the modifier is placed next to the thing it modifies. So here this is incorrect. Okay. Okay. Have a nice day, clouds. Go to the park. Okay. So this is incorrect. So how we can fix this? Okay. On the way to the park, comma, she saw a dark rain clouds. Okay, we separate the idea. We have here the introductory phrase. So this is an dependent clause. Okay, she saw a dark rain clouds. And then we have the independent clause. Okay, now it is clear that she is going to the park and not the clouds. Okay, she saw a dark rain clouds. Okay, it is, we separate it by comma. Okay. How about this one? Turtle ran away from the bear in his underwear. Okay. Who is wearing the underwear? Is it Jeremy or the bear? What do you think? Look at the placement of the modifier. Who is being modified here? Is it Jeremy or the bear?
The bear, mom.
Yes, Alcantara. Yes, very good. So the bear is the one wearing the underwear here because it is placed next to the modifier. Okay? So we know that based on context, it's incorrect because bear is not wearing the underwear. It should Jeremy. So how we can fix it? Okay, there are ways. This one. Jeremy ran away from the bear while in his underwear. Okay, this is already correct. Okay, Jeremy ran away from the bear. This is a complete thought. Okay, and then we put the conjunction while in his underwear. This is dependent clause. This is dependent this from the first clause. Okay, so it is now correct. We know that Jeremy is the one wearing the underwear because the subject of this is same from this first clause. Okay, is it clear?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, and also like this one is also the same. We just start with while in his underwear, comma, Jeremy ran away from the bear. Just switch the position. Okay, but it's just the same. Okay, next. Okay, so we are already here in processing questions. Okay, so question number 1. What is a misplaced modifier? Okay, it's in your own idea. What is this? What is that? Or what other modifier did you remember that we already discussed?
Dala Peña po.
Yes, the Lepeni.
Misplaced modifier is a clause that describes the wrong thing because of its placement in the sentence.
Thank you. Thank you, the Lepeni. Okay. Any more? Okay, no more. Okay, let's have number 2. What are some types of modifier errors? Anyone? Because we have some types of modifier, but I didn't include it here because it's not very important. I just put this the most common. Okay. So what are some types of modifier errors that we already discussed? Anyone? Can you remember? We have 4. Anyone? Are you there?
Magno po.
Yes, Magno.
The 4 types of modifier errors are misplaced modifier, limiting modifiers, dangling modifiers, and squinting modifier.
Thank you, Magno. Very good. Next, we have number 3. How do you correct a misplaced modifier in a sentence? Okay, it's okay. Even it's your own words, your own idea.
Dala
How do
Peña
you?
po.
Yes, the Latino.
Um, let's always place modifiers as close as possible to the words they modify.
Okay, very good, the Latino. Okay. Okay, this is just the summary. Okay, again, modifiers can be a word, a phrase, or a clause. It can be an adjective or adverb. And we have 4 kinds of modifiers that we already discussed. We have dangling, squinting, misplaced, and what else? Dangling. Okay, so so always remember this. Okay, misplaced modifiers can usually be corrected by moving the modifier to a more sensible place in a sentence, generally next to the word it modifies. So this is the general rule. It's not always like that, but this is the common rule. Okay, in modifier. Okay. Okay. Is there any questions? Any questions so far? Questions from our topic? Any questions that you need to clarify, that you want to clarify? Yes, are you there?
None naman po.
None po, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we understand it all. Okay. So for your quiz and assignment, okay, I will posted it in our Edmodo. Okay. So if there is no question, okay, can you please turn on your cameras and let's take a picture. Okay, wait, yes, the recording, again, presentation. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, if there's no question, that's all for today. Thank you so much. Bye, class. Thank you.
Thank you po,
Thank you
ma'am.
po.
Thank you po.
Goodbye and thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Bye. Wait for the same. Thank you, Chelsea. Chelsea, thank you. Andre, tulog ka na. Okay, end ko na yung call, ha? End ko na.